Hello, thank you for joining us. I'm the Reverend Will Gibbs. I'm the Vicar of St Mary's Church in Redbourne. Over the last few days, Colin and Debbie, the cricketers, have come to the sad but very understandable decision that it's not possible for us to go ahead with beer and carols this year. We had been so looking forward to it, as we do every year, but with the COVID situation and a real sense of concern for many, it just didn't feel like the right thing to do and to go ahead with. So it's a real sadness because it's something that we always really look forward to. It's an amazing event and a wonderful atmosphere, and everyone gets into the spirit of things with their Christmas jumpers. It's a great shame because, as always, I've got a new Christmas t-shirt, but I thought I wouldn't let that go wasted, so I'll share that with you. This is for all you Line of Duty fans out there, so enjoy. So without being able to go ahead in person, we thought that the next best thing might be to take a trip back in time and to enjoy the beer and carols from last year. So we're going to offer that to you. I hope you'll be able to sing along with some carols at home, or perhaps you can share your screen and enjoy these carols with some friends over Zoom. Over the last 2 years, we as a church and in the wider community have been raising money for our link with Mpwapwa in Tanzania. And recently we've been doing a crowdfunding appeal just to help towards the final total. We're aiming for £40,000. So as part of tonight, if you'd like to make a donation, please head to the St Mary's Church website, stmarysredbourne.org, and there's a link there if you'd like to make a donation. But first and foremost, we'd love you to enjoy the carols tonight, and I hope you have a good sing.
Good evening and welcome to Beer and Carols. I'm Will Gibbs.
And I'm David Beeman. I'll be playing the piano for you tonight in some of the carols. We hope you'll join in with us wherever you are, whether you're here at the Cricketers in Redbourne or wherever you are, at home, anywhere in the world. Have a great evening and a peaceful Christmas.
Cheers.
Merry Christmas to everyone from the Cricketers in Redbourne. To all you lovely Redbourners, beer and carols as it should be every year. We hope you have a fantastic time and you're all vocally very well. I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. God bless to you all.
Good evening and welcome to Beer and Carols. A warm welcome to you wherever you're joining us from. Perhaps you're there in the Cricketers having a meal. Perhaps you're at home watching this online. Perhaps you're sharing this with others, sharing your screen on Zoom. Welcome, I hope you're in good voice. We're going to begin by singing together, O Little Town of Bethlehem.
Thank you.
For our second carol this evening, we're going to sing Hark the Herald Angels Sing. Don't forget the descant at the end. For our next carol, Once in Royal David's City, we've got some special soloists singing the first verse a couple of times, and then we'll join in with the rest of the carol.
Once in Royal David's city stood a lowly castle shed, where a mother laid her baby in
One of the lovely things about beer and carols is, as well as having a fantastic evening and catching up with friends, it's an opportunity for us to raise some money for a good cause. I'll say a little bit more about that in a few moments, but for now, let's enjoy our next carol, While Shepherds Watched Their Flocks by Night.
Hello. Sorry I can't be with you at large in Redbourne this year, but I'm glad you could all squeeze around my piano with me right now. So let's all sing together, O Come All Ye Faithful.
Thank you.
It's always great to be able to partner with others, and delighted that we bring beer and carols in partnership with Colin and Debbie at the Cricketers. If you haven't been there for a while, do call in and enjoy a meal. I'm sure they'll be absolutely delighted to see you. We're going to sing our next carol now, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen. One of the great traditions of carols and beer is having some various soloists. And for our next carol, We Three Kings of Orientar, we've got some special soloists who are going to help us on our way.
Born a king on Bethlehem's plain, gold I bring to crown him again. King forever, ceasing never a soul to reign. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Frankincense will offer high, incense tones a deity nigh, prayer and praising, warm and raising, worship God most high. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Myrrh is mine, its bitter perfume breathes a life of gathering bloom, sorrowing, sighing, bleeding, dying, sealed in the stone cold tomb.
Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light. Glorious now, behold him arise, King and God and sacrifice, and in Zion cry, Lord and Master every light. Oh, star of wonder, star of night, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us to thy perfect light.
Before we sing our next carol, I'd like to say something about our charity. It's always amazing how generous people are. Where we're there in the marquee, we hand round the ice bucket, and just a fantastic collection for a good cause. Well, we'd like to raise some money again this year if we can. I know some people will have been impacted by COVID and perhaps are in a difficult financial position. And if that's you, please be assured of our prayers and good wishes for you. But others of us perhaps haven't had that summer holiday and haven't spent as much money as we might have done and find a bit more in our bank account. So I do hope that you can be really generous this year. What we'd like to do is to support our appeal, Pumps for Mpwapwa in Tanzania. And this is an amazing project, the first of its kind in that country. And it works like this. So we're going to raise lots of money, and then we're going to help them by providing the finances and the support for them to sink a borehole to access water that's deep below ground. And that's pumped up to the surface using solar-powered pump, and it's stored in a tank above water until it's needed. And then the water is released from the tank to irrigate the fields in order to be able to grow crops. And as the water is released, it drives a small generator, which also raises electricity. All the studies say that if you want to improve the lives of people in sub-Saharan Africa, the way that you do that first and foremost is to improve their water and their diet. You don't build hospitals or send them medicine. What you do is get the water right. And this is an amazing project that will make such a huge difference. That particular area of Tanzania, the land is really fertile, but the rains are very unpredictable and often the crops don't grow. So this way, with irrigation, they can make sure that they have plenty of food to eat, as we will be enjoying in our Christmas celebrations. And as I say, they also generate some electricity, which they can use for their community as well. And because they install the borehole and all the mechanism and so on, they then have the skills to be able to look after it as well. So I hope that you'll really get behind our appeal. So please give as generously as you're able. There's a link in the top right-hand corner of the screen, or if it's easier, you can go to the St. Mary's Church website, and there's a link there where you can make a donation online as well. Thank you so much for your generosity and your support with this. We're going to sing our next carol, The First Noel. Sadly, just 2 more carols to go, but you can always play the film over again if you're enjoying yourself and don't want to stop. But for our next carol, we're going to sing Leslie Phillips' favourite, Ding Dong, Merrily on High.
And here's another tradition from carols and beers that mustn't be forgotten this year. This is for certain mothers in the village. You'll know who you are. Please join in. This is just for you. Happy Christmas.
Thanks for joining in with our beer and carols this evening. I hope you've had a lovely time. It just remains for me to wish you and all who are dear to you a very, very happy Christmas, and what we hope will be a happy, safe and healthy new year for 2022. God bless.
Thank you.